Hello everyone! So today I am going to be swallowing a sword live here on YouTube. So you don't want to miss it, make sure you check it out. Now I want to say right off the bat, I want to put a big disclaimer. Do not try this. This is very dangerous. I am a trained professional. This is something that I have been training to do for must be over 10 years now. I've hosted a freak show. I've been on many TV shows doing this. So just to make it very, very clear, I am a trained professional. Do not try this. This is extremely dangerous. But the very interesting thing is I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this because years ago, people knew me as a sword swallower. And then when they would find out that I had these philosophical thoughts on the nature of reality, and they found out about Hyperionism and things like this, they'd be very surprised. They'd go, "Oh, I thought you were a sword swallower. I didn't know that you talked about the nature of reality." And it's quite funny because now it's sort of the reverse. People know me for Hyperionism and the nature of reality and a consciousness revolution and things like this, and then they're very surprised to find out I am a sword swallower and do some very strange things. So I want to talk about a little bit of how I got into sword swallowing, what the hell it has to do with what I do as in consciousness and the nature of reality and things like this. So we're going to talk about that, and I wanted to say it's St. Patrick's Day on Sunday, and I wanted to do like a drinking game or something live. Usually like, oh yeah, let's celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Let's do a drinking game. And I thought, oh, that'd be fun. But then I realized, well, so after I do these lives, I usually record videos too. I start recording videos. So I realized, oh wow, but if I do a drinking game, I'm going to be trashed, and I'm not going to be able to record videos, or else they'd come out. We'd have drunken philosophy videos. So I figured, well, that doesn't really work out. So I still want to do something like that one of these days, but I'm going to have to figure out how to do it on a day when I'm not also recording videos. So anyway, long story short, I wanted to do something fun, but the drinking thing didn't work out. So I thought, oh yeah, why not? Why not swallow a sword? Because I don't do that. I don't do that very often. And so we're going to attempt to do this. Once again, I'm a trained professional. Do not try this. And we're going to see how it goes. Now, it's very interesting because how I got into sword swallowing. You see, I'm all about pushing the limits of both the body and the mind. My philosophical work is always pushing past the limits and the boundaries of thought. And then my stunt work is about pushing the boundaries of the human body. There's this constant theme of going forward and always overcoming. And this is where Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophy was always extremely inspiring to me, because Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophy is all about going forward, breaking boundaries, breaking limits, never being satisfied, constantly moving forward. His philosophy of the Übermensch, or the superhuman, right? Don't just be human, be superhuman. And that's what, being Hyperion is all about. It's about going higher, becoming more, going beyond. And so when I was young, like in my teenage years, and even prior to my teenage years, I had this intense phobia of needles. It was very bad. And it was so bad that if I would get a vaccination, I would pass out. And I was very attracted to this whole idea of always pushing myself. And I don't like having weakness. So I pushed myself to overcome this phobia of needles that I had. And to overcome this phobia of needles, I ended up giving myself piercing my ear. I used to have a lot more piercings, but unfortunately, for some reason, my body does not react well to permanent piercings, and I get a lot of scarring. So I've had to take out a lot of my piercings because I get I get a lot of scarring. But anyway, I started piercing myself every single day. Every single day I started piercing myself, and I eliminated that fear. I eliminated that phobia. So that sort of is what inspired me to begin to see how far I could take things, right? This starting off with piercing really made me think, oh, this is really interesting. I want to go further. And what I also liked about it is that it's a way to visually demonstrate to others the concept of removing weakness and constantly overcoming and pushing past boundaries. Because I can talk about philosophy and I can talk about the nature of reality, but I can't visually, you can't get a look into my mind and see how far I have explored. You can't see the things that I've seen. You can't, sit in the seat of my soul, so to speak. However, with the stunts, I can visually demonstrate this idea of constantly pushing yourself and constantly overcoming. And this is how I started learning various stunts, doing things like this. And I also had this phobia of public speaking. That was another phobia I had. And I thought, again, must eliminate all weakness. Constantly overcoming, constantly pushing myself. And at the time, I wanted to be a performer. And if you want to be a performer, you are going to have to speak in public. And so I pushed myself to speak in public. I started doing open mic nights. I signed up for a public speaking class. I became a street performer and would go out almost every day. Probably not every day, but 3-4 times a week. Just putting myself out there on the street in front of crowds. And when you do this over and over again, you become very good at it. And so I was able to eliminate this fear. I was able to eliminate this weakness that I had. And this is what life is all about. It's about overcoming. It's about creating yourself. It's about going beyond. Once again, don't do anything dangerous, guys. But as you can see with my example with public speaking, and things like this, it's all about eliminating weakness, going further, and going beyond. And, thank you guys for the donations, by the way. You're awesome. I'm going to say thank you in just a moment once I get over this part. But thank you guys. You were awesome. And I'm going to say hello to you guys in just a second. I want to hang out with you guys. That's why I like these lives. I like hanging out with you guys. I always look forward to it. So I started off as a street performer, and I want to tell you specifically how I got into sword swallowing. I would do some very, very crazy acts. For those who don't know, I do another act where I take a meat hook and I put it in my nose and I twist it so it comes out the mouth. And I started originally doing these acts as a street performer, and I quickly realized that they were very frightening to people, and people would run away. So I would be a street performer, I'd get these big crowds, huge crowds, then I'd do my acts, and then the people would be frightened and they would run away. And that's fun, I enjoyed it, I liked it, it was funny, it was entertaining. But if you're a street performer, you're also trying to make a living, because people tip you at the end of the show. That's how it goes, right? You do the show, and then you go, thanks, you guys, if you enjoyed the show, please leave a tip. And no one would be left to leave a tip because everyone was frightened and running away. So it was not ideal. So sword swallowing is not one of the first acts that I learned. I learned my acts of regurgitation, swallowing an object, bringing it back up, and the meat hook act. I learned these before sword swallowing, but these were so sort of visually jarring that people would run away. So I actually first started learning sword swallowing because it's a little more sort of, it's very extreme, but it's a little more socially acceptable in that people have heard about it. It's like, oh, it's a sword swallower, let's watch. So that way I could still perform extreme stunts, yet there would still be a crowd afterwards. It was a little more again, acceptable in the cultural consciousness of, which is really weird and stupid, but it's true. So I started learning sword swallowing, and I learned it very quickly. It took me about a month to learn, and that's just because, again, I had learned all these other acts first, like regurgitation, which is actually much more difficult than sword swallowing. However, it usually takes people about a year or longer to learn sword swallowing. But like I said, I had learned these other acts first, which is why it was a bit easier for me. So, you know, I did this. I eventually joined a freak show, and things like this. And again, I really want to stress that that this is all about overcoming, right? It's not just about like, oh, look at me, I'm doing a cool trick. It's it's an interesting thing to watch for sure. But what I really want people to take from it is this idea of constantly overcoming and constantly pushing yourself, because this is what Hyperionism is all about. This is what understanding the nature of reality is all about, and this is a way to visually demonstrate this idea of removing weakness, overcoming, going beyond boundaries, pushing yourself, and things like this. So I will be swallowing this, and we're going to see how this is going to work, because if you look back here, I don't have too much room. So we're going to see how it goes. It should go well. It should go very well. And it's going to be fun. And I don't do this very often, so make sure you stick around and watch, because I'm going to be doing it pretty soon here. But let me jump into the comments and say hello to people. Also, for you guys who are on Facebook, make sure you go over to YouTube. YouTube is where I'm going to be interacting with people, answering comments, saying hi, and things like this. So to go to YouTube, you have to go to the link in the description of this video. Go there, tap it, because I'm going to be swallowing a sword, and I'm probably going to be shutting off the YouTube stream, or I'm sorry, the Facebook stream before I swallow the sword. So you're only going to be able to watch it if you're on YouTube. So go over there right now and subscribe. All right, hi guys, so nice to see you. Hello, Stargazer and June. Krista, nice to see you. Dahlia, always nice to see you. Hello, Robert, you're awesome. Let me give a big shout out to everyone who has donated so far as well. I can't tell you how much the donations help. This is how I'm able to do this. And also, I will be answering questions for anyone who donates. You can add a question. I'll do my best to answer your question as well. So let me say thank you. Let's see. Who am I thanking? Thank you, Nick. You're awesome, by the way. I'm glad you could make it. Hello, Blanca. Thank you so much. Dysphoric Nick is quoting Wrath and says, swallow that steel, daddy. Yep, that steel is going down. Chug that steel. Dysphoric Nick is quoting Wrath. Thank you very much indeed. Angela, thank you. June and Star and Dejaris. You guys are all awesome. So let me jump into the comments. Jessica, thank you for the donation. You're awesome. Someone says, can I have your PayPal info? Google will not let me donate. Yeah, just go to PayPal, paypal.me/Hyperionism. Yeah, that's how you can do it. So good to see you guys. So we're gonna be doing some sword swallowing today. We're gonna make it exciting. So what do you guys think? Should we, let's see. Let's see what we can do here. Let's make it exciting. Should we get a strobe going? Can I do that? Let's see if I can do that. Bam! Wow! Yeah! Is that exciting? Does that make the sword swallowing even more intense? Come on, let's get it. Yes! This will be an epic sword swallow indeed. Can I get some dramatic? Jordy donated and said, swallow! I will swallow. The swallowing will happen, and it will be, I guess I should have a, ooh, I didn't even think about that. Seizure warning. Yeah, well, it's too late, I guess. But yeah, watch out for that. Can we get some epic music playing? Can we do that? Can I do that? Let me see. I've never done that before on live streaming, but let's see if I can. Do I have any epic music? Let's go. Let's do it. I don't even know if you guys can hear that. Is there epic music playing for you guys? There should be. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we have the epic music. We got the lights. We got the sword. We have the swallower. Is this epic enough for you guys? I don't know how I could make this more epic. Let me know. Let me know. Smash that like button right now for the epicness. How many likes are we at? We're at 102 likes with 300 viewers. What is that bullshit? We need at least 300 likes. This epicness deserves at least 300 likes. So smash that like for just the pure epicness that is happening right now. Thank you, Valeska, for the donation. You're awesome. Thank you. Okay, someone says catch it on fire. No, that's too epic. You have exceeded the epic level. Okay, so let me see if I can turn. Let me see if I can turn this strobe off because this is making me dizzy. How do I turn? Oh God, am I not going to be able to turn this off now? There we go. All right, we got. All right, good. We're back. All right, let me tone down the epicness just for a moment because I'm not quite ready. We're gonna swallow the sword in a moment, but not quite. So let's tone down the epicness for just a moment so I can hang out with you guys for a bit longer. Christina says LED sword. Yeah, I do have an LED sword. Thank you guys. And remember, for those of you guys who are donating, you all are awesome. Remember, you can include a question with your donation, and I'll do my best to answer it. Now, interesting thing about this sword is that, so this sword, I used to have a pi symbol on this sword, but I just have used this sword so much that it has fallen off. This is a fairly long sword, by the way. You can't really appreciate the length on this small camera. But there used to be a pi symbol on here, and it broke off. It broke off because I used it so much. I need to get it repaired. But and it's almost Pi Day. It would have been perfect to do this on Pi Day, which is only 2 days away, I believe. And you know, people love to make the joke when I used to have pie on here that when I would swallow it, they'd go, "Oh, you're swallowing pie." And yeah, it's hilarious, guys. But did you know that pie is actually pronounced P? It's true. Pi is pronounced P and phi is pronounced phi. So technically I would not be swallowing pie, I'd be swallowing P. But yeah, we're not going to go there. I know that pi is pronounced P, but I always pronounce it pi anyway because come on guys. P, really? P? We're not going to be talking about P here. We are serious. We are very serious about our math. Thank you for the donation, Constantine. How many likes are we at? Did you guys smash the likes for that epicness? What? Well, you did. You made it go up by 128. So we're at 228 likes now. But what? That epicness deserves 300 likes. Smash that like button for P. Oh, we're at 244. You guys are smashing it for P. Smash it. Come on. We need 300. And let's see. Is anyone on Facebook? Yo, there's 250 people on Facebook. Get your asses over to YouTube. Go to YouTube, guys. The link is in the description, the caption of the Facebook video. So go, click on it, tap it. I'm going to be, are you guys seeing this epicness right now? Well, this is going to be happening on YouTube. I told you that I'm probably going to shut down the Facebook Live before I swallow this. So if you want me to swallow this, I'm going to in just a minute, but you got to go over to YouTube. Go do it. Go do it right now. Motherfuckers, go do it. All right, let me check out. What are our likes? Our likes are at 263. We got to get to 300. We got to get to 300 before I swallow the sword. If we don't get those likes to 300, I'm not swallowing this. Nope. It's not happening. It's got to get to 300. That is the law. So also interesting about this sword. Oh yeah, now you're hitting, I see. Now you're hitting the likes button. You're not going to do it because you like me. You're not going to do it for the epicness, but because you want to see the sword. I see how it works. I got to have that incentive. All right. Thank you for the donation, Miriam. So Miriam asks, I want to tell you also something interesting about this sword as well. Miriam says, Eckhart teaches presence and being. Do you? Excuse me. Well, you'll have to tell me what you mean by presence and being. But if by presence and being, I'm assuming you probably mean something similar to mindfulness. And let me talk about this real quick. So mindfulness is this idea of always being in the present moment, okay? Now, I'm going to say right away that learning how to be in the present moment, to enjoy the present moment, is fine. But for those who teach that you always must, some people teach like that mindfulness is the answer to everything and that you should always be in the present moment. No. That's bull, because the whole point of becoming more and more conscious is our ability to project ourselves in the future and to make decisions based on future projections and planning and rational decision making. So the more we evolve, the more our concepts evolve, and the more that we can project into the future and imagine different scenarios and things like this. So mindfulness and being in the present moment, that can be great, but those who teach that you should be like that all the time, no, that's going backwards in consciousness. That's an animalistic consciousness. Because guess what? Animals are always in the present moment. And that's fine, but they're not so good at, creating starships and rockets and technology and societies. It's exactly our ability to project in the future and make conscious decisions and choices in the future is what allows us to live better lives. So it's always a balance, guys. Remember, it's always a balance. When you're wanting to enjoy life, right? If you're in a moment where you want to enjoy life, then is when you should practice being in the present moment. But when you are wanting to plan your life, plan a future, create a new world, and create yourself, that's when you should be thinking down the road. That's when you should be thinking about the future. So remember, everything is a balance and everything has its place. Being in the present moment has its place when you want to enjoy life, what's happening right now. But it does not have its place when, some people are, I see a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm going to practice this 24/7. It's not about doing it 24/7. There's a time and a place for everything. All right, so thank you. Great question, by the way. Great question. Something I really wanted to talk about. So good question. Oh, you guys did it. Yes, we are past 300 likes. Oh, thank you for the donation. Red Pill on Steroids says, you're my new favorite content creator. Keep on being mystical and unique. I much appreciate your content. Thank you. I'm glad that you think so. And I really see this lack on YouTube, not this lack on YouTube, but this lack on the world, where you sort of have these spiritual gurus, but my God, they're all like carbon copies of each other. They're all the same, and they're just like, hello, my friends, welcome. And today we're going to talk about, mindfulness and meditation. And there's this whole like love and light. And, the thing is that you can be a spiritual person, but you can also be rational. And this is sort of the next step in evolution. And you can also have fun, you know, you can also have, that's why I like having these lives with you guys, because I like, you know, I have my more serious videos and my more serious content, but I like hanging out with you guys too. And if you're watching right now and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I can't tell you how much that helps. Subscribe and hit the bell to turn on notifications. All right, so there's something else I wanted to tell you about this sword, which is interesting. So if you notice, thank you for the donation, Tiffany Gonzalez, you're awesome. So if you notice, this sword has I'm going to show you right here. You see how it has a little lip right here? There's the blade, and then there's this little lip that sticks over the blade. Thank you for the donation, Callie. Callie says, you are intriguing and insightful, and I really enjoy your discussions. Thank you. That means a lot. So I was, for those of you who don't know, I used to host a freak show. One day, the freak show decided to set up at a weed festival. It was a huge weed festival. And it started to get, and it was going to be there the whole day. And we were doing show after show after show after show. When I would host a freak show, we would do at least like 20 shows a day. It was crazy. It was insane. All right. That's why I say, you know, I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. I've done this a lot. And at this weed festival, again, we were doing show after show after show, but it started to get late in the day. And it got absolutely freezing. This was during wintertime, and we were outside in a tent. And it was so incredibly cold that, you know, we were all just sort of shivering and shaking. Thank you for the donation, Embers. Embers says, thank you for your mind and art. You're very welcome. Thank you for appreciating it. So anyway, it was so cold. And it was so cold that the blade of the sword was so frigid, it was like you had put it in the freezer. So it would be impossible for me to swallow because it was just literally too cold to swallow. It was like I had put it in the freezer for 15 minutes or something. So what I'd have to do is in between shows, I'd have to go back. I'd swallow the sword in front of the tent. So I'd have to go behind in the tent, and we had these very powerful lights, and I would have to put the blade, you know, over the light. I'd have to run it back and forth over the light to warm the blade up enough just to be able to swallow it. So it was so the point is, it was absolutely freezing. And I was out there swallowing the sword. And I do this thing where what you do is basically you swallow the sword. I'll probably, if I have enough room back here, I'll show it to you guys. What I do is I swallow the sword, and then it stays out, you know, sticking out a bit, and then you let it drop all the way in. But I was so cold and shivering and everything that it dropped before I was ready for it, and my mouth wasn't quite open enough, and this piece here ended up hitting my front teeth. And it hurt like a bitch, but it chipped one of my teeth a bit. You can't see it. It's the tiniest little chip. You'd have to, you know, really, if we were in 4K video and I zoomed in, you could probably see it. But it did chip my tooth a bit, which is annoying. Thank you for the donation, Scott and John Layer. You guys are awesome. So guys, make sure if you're not subscribed, you subscribe right now. Hit that subscribe button and smash those likes. How many likes are at? We're at 326 likes. Awesome. Once again, guys, if you are on Facebook, why are there 250 people on Facebook? You should be on YouTube. Guys, y'all on Facebook, go to YouTube. You guys are like, oh, I support your work. Show it. Go to YouTube. Hit subscribe. If you don't know how, the link is in the caption of this video. So go to the caption of this video, click subscribe, go do it, join us there. And that's where I'm going to be swallowing this, okay? I'm going to shut off the Facebook Live video before I swallow this. So if you want to see it, you better be over on YouTube and subscribed. Go do it. Okay. So let me jump. Hello, guys. I'm back. Thank you for the donation, Aquarian Essence. You're awesome. Someone said we're all awesome whether we donate or not. Yes, of course you are. Of course you are. That's what everyone who supports my work, you guys are all awesome. If you can't donate, I understand. Thank you for just showing up. That means the world to me. Thank you for the donation, Blanca. Blanca says you can get them fixed with composite fillings. Yes, true, but I mean, it's so, you can't, it's like the tiniest little chip. It's nothing I need, you know, you can't see it. It's nothing I need to get filled. Let's see how many likes we're at. We're at 343 likes. We're doing awesome. We're doing awesome. And I gotta tell you, man, with all this, with this whole pandemic going on right now, I am so happy that I'm not hosting a freak show, because that would be the worst thing ever. Is, you know, during all this, you know, health and sanitization scare, it would be the worst thing ever working at a freak show with crowds of people doing 20 shows and swallowing, you know, swallowing objects into my body, you know, with all this craziness. So I'm happy that I can swallow a sword for you guys behind the screen. Someone's asking if I've swallowed the sword yet. No, don't worry, guys. I have not swallowed the sword yet. It's happening and it's coming, but not quite yet. So I'm jumping in. Let me say hello. Hello, Melinda Mayhem. So nice to see you. Are we at... Just jumping in the comments here. There are so many comments flying by. Someone says, where does the sword go? Well, my friend, it goes inside my body, and I really only have 2 openings in my body where this could fit, and it's going in the top opening. That's where that's where it's going. That's where it's going. To, you know, I don't think YouTube would like it if it were going anywhere else. I don't think I'd have a channel very long if it were going somewhere else. So that's where it's going. It's going in here. And what's really interesting is, so it goes, you know, well, speaking of sphincters, because why not? Thank you for the donation, Starseed. Starseed says, do you think reincarnation is real? I literally just did a video on reincarnation. Check it out. I released it like a couple days ago. So great question, but check out my channel, because that's the latest video is about, is reincarnation real, and why don't you remember your past lives? Oh, thank you for the donation, Hack Tutorials. Hack Tutorial says coronavirus to wake people up and connect them. I think he's asking if I think that. You know, the only thing, oh man, I don't want to talk too much about this because it's just too much. But the only thing good about it is that it is sort of unifying people in a certain way and getting them to take action against a common enemy, which is a good thing. But the whole thing, yeah, just be safe, guys. Okay, don't freak out, don't panic. But also be safe, you know, make sure you're being clean, make sure you're doing, washing your hands, make sure you're staying away from crowds and stuff like that. So the only thing good about it is that it's sort of unifying and connecting people against a common enemy, and we need unity today. But yeah, I don't want to talk about it too much. It's bleh. Let's see, Jessica. Thank you for the donation, Jessica, and I'm glad you like my smile. Alan, thank you for the donation again. Hack Tutorials. Ernestus, you're a supporter. You're awesome. Oh, I was talking about sphincters before I got interrupted. So yeah, here's the thing. You actually have a sphincter at the top of your esophagus here, and then at the entrance of your stomach. So basically what happens when you're swallowing a sword is that there's multiple gag reflexes, right? You have to get rid of the gag reflex at the back of your throat. Then there's another gag reflex at the, you have a sphincter at the top of your esophagus that it goes past. And then there's another sphincter at the entrance of your stomach that it has to go past. So you have a lot of different gag reflexes that people don't know about. That's why I'm saying, guys, do not try this. It's very dangerous. It's way more dangerous than people even think. Princess Anne Wong from the Philippines. Hello, hello. Wrath said, is that Shmamy? Is Amy here? Is Amy in today? I don't know if she is. Hello if you are, Amy. But I don't see you, so I don't know if you are. What was I going to... Someone wants to know if I feel pain when I swallow a sword. If you do it right, no. I don't feel pain. It's not painful. If you do it wrong, yeah, it hurts. Again, that's why professionals only. And you got to know how to do it. That's why this is something that only a trained professional should do. I've seen so many people swallowing a sword and they are not doing it right. I'm like, oh, that's so bad. Do not do that, please. Aaron says, does swallowing a sword make you feel uncomfortable and, or weird? I mean, it feels weird, yeah, but I'm just used to it. Again, like I said, guys, I would swallow 20 swords a day. So I'm so used to it. I'm so freaking used to it. And if you guys enjoy, you guys should let me know too after we're done here if you enjoy me doing these sort of things, because maybe I'll do more lives where I'm doing more of these stunts. Maybe some of my other stunts. I do a lot of crazy things. So maybe I'll do more of them if you guys enjoy it. Courtney says, I'm sitting in bed supposed to be sleeping, but I'm watching this instead. Hi from Scotland. Well, this is much better than sleep. I don't do this often, so you have made a wise decision. Hack Tutorials asks, thank you for the donation, by the way, Hack Tutorials, wants to know, what is the maximum sword for swallowing? Thank you for your work. I think you mean like, what's the maximum length? So I actually have another sword that's even longer than this one. And you guys want to know something that's kind of gross? Here's the thing. If you get a sword that's even longer, I have another sword that's even longer than this. And when you swallow that sword, so when you swallow this sword, all right, it goes in your mouth, down your throat, and into the stomach. You get an even longer sword. Not only does it go into the stomach, but it starts to go into the intestine. Yeah, and you can swallow one that's even longer. So that one I'm not going to do because I don't want to. Simple as that. I don't want to. All right. Let me see here. Guys, also remember, what's also really funny is that I'm going to be swallowing the sword in this fucking tiny space. And I really should. So this weekend, what I'm going to be doing is I have a whole new setup that I'm going to be doing this weekend. I'm getting a new desk, and I'm just completely doing this, redoing where I film. And it would have been better to do this then, because I probably would have had more space. But no, I decided to do it now. So we're going to do that. Oh, by the way, guys, we're going to have a secret supporters only meeting after this, a secret supporters only live stream after this. So if you want to be a part of it, you can just support on my Patreon, and you're going to be able to be a part of it. The link to support is in the description of this video. So I can't tell you how much that helps. Again, if you enjoy my work, the best ways to support is either first becoming a supporter on Patreon or donating through here. So helpful. That's how I'm able to do this. And we just blew past our goal. So awesome for the supporters on Patreon. Big shout out. And if you enjoy my work, that's how I told you that I just got a bunch of new equipment. You're going to see the quality start to go up more and more and more because of your guys' support. I'm going to be able to do this. So once again, this is the thing. The channel here, the channel is blowing up, you guys. And the thing is, as it blows up, I'm not just going to stay the same. I'm going to keep bringing out more content. I'm going to bring out higher quality content. I'm going to bring out different ideas. It's just going to get bigger and bigger and better. And I want you guys to be a part of that on this journey, in this, war of the mind as we wake up the world. All right. It was really exciting, as I want you guys there with me, watching and seeing us grow, because just in the last couple months alone, we've grown so much, incredibly. We've had millions of views on Facebook. We've had tens of thousands of new subscribers on YouTube. It's been amazing. All right, let me... Someone asked, did I sanitize this sword? Yes, I sanitized the crap out of the sword. You can better believe I did. Someone says, I'd expect the gag reflex to be a problem. Well, here's the thing. You can get rid of your gag reflex, as any deep throaters will know. You can get rid of your gag reflex. So when I was first learning these stunts, I basically just had to gag myself over and over and over and over and over every day. You gag yourself something like 30 times a day. You will lose your gag reflex. But that's what I want to be doing here. Someone says I even gag when I take my toothbrush too far behind. Well, that's probably a good thing. I've seen an X-ray of someone who actually swallowed their toothbrush and got it stuck. So it's probably a good thing you have a gag reflex, because, people would probably be swallowing their toothbrushes if they didn't. The gag reflex is sort of there for a reason. Oh, this is super interesting. So when I first got rid of my gag reflex, and I got rid of my gag reflex so I could do regurgitation. And what's interesting is that I had to sort of be careful when I ate food, because when you eat food, you don't really notice this, but your gag reflex kind of helps for your food not to just fall back into your throat. So when I first got rid of my gag reflex and was practicing regurgitation and things like this, I had to be very mindful when I was eating food because I could choke. Because if you're not really thinking about it, you don't have a gag reflex and you're used to doing regurgitation, it just kind of falls back there. And that's not good because that's also the opening of your trachea is there. So if food falls back there and then you breathe in, it's not good. It's not good at all. So I had to be very careful. I had to be very careful eating food. Maybe one of these days, if you guys like, I'll do a regurgitation. I'll do regurgitation as well. So thank you for the donation, Star. Star says, swallow the sword. Okay, let me see. All right. Should we swallow the sword? Should we swallow the sword? Should we do it? Should we do it? Should we do it? That is the question. Should we do it now? Star says no, it was Nick. Nick says I'm edging you guys too much. That's true. All right, should I do it? Shall I swallow the sword? Shall it happen now? Shall we do it? Let's see. Everyone's saying yes. I don't know. What kind of lighting? We need to make it epic. Let's see. Okay, we're at 381 likes. Nearly 400 likes. If you guys get those likes to 500, I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now if you get it to 500. Let's see if you can do it. Let's see if that works. In the meantime, what sort of lighting? What sort of lighting? Can I change the lighting? I don't know. What can we do here? What can we do? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Is that sword swallowing? We are over 400 likes. Let's get that up to 500. Ooh, that blue's pretty cool. I like that. I know I said that at 300. Well, I moved it to 500 now. That's I make the rules here. I am the rule. What? Someone said gold. Can I do gold? Ah, I can. You can't really tell, but it is gold. What shall we do? Let's see, what colors do we have here? Oh, this would have been perfect. We have green. It would have been perfect for St. Patrick's Day if we were doing a drinking game. That would have been perfect. All right. No, we're gonna make. All right, let's see. Can we do this? How many likes are we at? Smash those likes if I should swallow the sword right now. We're at 420. We're at 420 likes. Can we get to 500? Can you guys do it? Can you guys hit that like button? Is it possible? You guys on Facebook, alert. I'm going to swallow this sword right now. I'm going to swallow it. But if you're on Facebook, guess what? I'm going to shut off the live stream. So if you want to see me swallow this, go to YouTube right now. The link is in the caption of this video. Go to the caption of this video. Tap the link. Then you might even have to click open an app. Do that. That is where I am going to be swallowing this. There are 200 people on Facebook right now, and you guys are going to miss it if you aren't over there. Someone says swordplay, foreplay. The foreplay is the best part, you guys. You can't just jump right into it. You gotta tease it a little bit. You gotta tease. All right, but seriously, you guys who are on Facebook, I'm gonna swallow the sword right now. Seriously. Oh, thanks for the donation, Mark. Mark wants to know my views on DMT. I'm about to swallow this sword, so I can't answer it right now. But I did some videos on DMT, so make sure you check it out. You guys who just joined, smash that like button and subscribe. Those of you who are coming from Facebook, thank you for joining us. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. We are going to do this. Let's go. Where's our epic music? Should we play the epic music? Should we make this epic? I don't even know. Oh, thank you for the donation, Persephone. Persephone has a question about reincarnation. Oh my God. So now you guys are asking me a ton of questions. Someone else wants to know about auras and things. Thank you for the donation, Delta. I'm trying. Look, I'm seriously not trying to edge you guys now. I really do want to swallow the damn sword because guess what? I also have to pee. But now you guys are asking me questions. Real quick, real quick, answer your question so fast. On reincarnation, do you choose the life and body we have? Really, really quick here. It depends on what level your mind has optimized to. If you are conscious during the death process, you can have control over the initial conditions over your next incarnation. However, the vast majority of people have not reached that level of consciousness and evolution, so it's more of an unconscious process, and it just happens unconsciously. Just like when you're dreaming, right? For example, some people can be lucid and make choices in the dream, and some people follow the dream narrative in a similar, analogous way. When people are reincarnating, depends on what level of consciousness and understanding of existence you have had. Some people can have some control over the initial conditions of their next incarnation. Others cannot, and it's an unconscious process. But, all right. Why are you all asking me the philosophical questions now? Our likes are at 444. Smash those likes, you guys. Okay. All right. At the comment that I have to pie. Yes, hilarious, guys, but I actually do have to piss. So... okay, we're making this epic. So strobe warning, guys, because we're making this epic. I'm going to say there is going to be a strobe warning because I'm going to make the lights strobe. So if you don't like strobes, you know, if you're sensitive to flashing lights, don't watch. Sorry. And again, there's still 150 people on Facebook. Get your ass over to YouTube because I'm about to shut this down. I'm about to shut her down on Facebook. So YouTube, go over to YouTube, guys. All right, let me just see how the heck I am going to do this because there's not much room. So let me see. Bear with me. Let me see if I have to. I gotta get on my knees to swallow, you guys. Oh. All right, so let's see if I do this. Let's see. Well, you can, is that how, I go further back, but I'm attached to a microphone. Does this work? Let me see. Man, because this mic. Thank you for the donation, Tiffany Gonzalez. Tiffany says, I radiate such amazing energy and beauty. Wow, thank you. I appreciate that. Let me see. Hold on. This is going to get a little loud for a minute. I'm going to see if I can get some extra distance here. If I move my mic a bit. All right. Let's see if I go back here. I was not properly prepared for this sword swallowing scenario. Let's see. Let's see here. I do like so. What do you think? What? Is that good enough? Someone says do it shirtless. Well, maybe a shirtless episode I think deserves its own live in and of itself. Remember, guys, we're having a secret supporters only live stream after this, so support on Patreon to be a part of that. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, Facebook people, this is your last warning. I am shutting it off on Facebook. So I am going to be swallowing the sword right now on YouTube. Let's get that epic music going. All right, we got the epic music going. For you Facebook people, go over to YouTube. The link is in the description, in the caption of this video. This YouTube video of Facebook Live is going off in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, you better go, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Facebook Live is ending. Make sure you go to YouTube. All right, did I shut off the... Yes. Okay. Facebook is over. We're here. It's just you guys, you and me right now. If you're here, make sure you subscribe, guys. Let's get. How do I make this epic again? And this is just becoming way too. This is becoming way too dramatic. Okay. Bam. Bam. We gotta do. Man, because honestly, I do such crazy stuff that sword swallowing doesn't even faze me. So we gotta do even better stuff in the future. All right, let's do this. So with sword swallowing, you gotta lube it up. Here we go. Alive. Hopefully you guys were able to see that. Yes? Were you? Yes! Epic sword swallowing. Smash that like. Smash like for epic. The epic sword swallowing. Smash like for I didn't die. Because Morgue is still alive. That deserves some likes, doesn't it? Come on. Can I get 500 likes for staying alive? Yes, well, that was very epic. If you guys want to see, let me know if you guys want to see me do more of these stunts. I do a lot of these things. I do regurgitation. I do things with meat hooks. I do scythe swallowing. I do a lot of crazy things. And if you guys want to see me do that stuff, because again, I'm all about pushing the body and the mind. So if that's something you guys would like to see, definitely let me know. Because I would love to be able, I love hanging out with you guys and things like this. So, wow, yeah, you guys are really liking this. I'm glad. Whoa, you guys got, you guys really did. You got the likes to over 500. I didn't think you guys were actually going to do it. Wow, you guys are awesome. I love you all so much. You are amazing. And thank you for the donation. Miss Creeps McGee said that was hot. And thank you for the donation as well, John. Remember, guys, if you are new here, make sure you subscribe. Subscribe right now and hit the bell to turn on all notifications. Big shout out to all the supporters. You guys are fucking awesome. So make sure you subscribe. That's how you can show your support. I'm glad you all were able to be here with me here. I don't do this sort of thing often, but I like hanging out with you guys, so I'm thinking about doing it more. So once again, if you guys want to see me do this stuff more often, make sure that you let me know, because I'd love to hang out with you guys and do this more often. We're going to have a supporters only secret live stream as well in like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And if you want to be a part of that, you can just support on Patreon, and you will be able to. So our epic music has ended, and I'm going to restore these lights to normal here. Let's get our ominous red back. And we have a lot more to come, guys. Remember, I go live every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So make sure that you guys are there. And I will see you all next week. And for those who are supporters, I will see you in the live stream in just a minute. I always love hanging out with you guys. Once again, smash that like, subscribe, turn on all the notifications. Let me know what you want to see too. If you guys have any awesome ideas, things you'd like to see me do live, things like that. Someone mentioned drunk philosophy. I think that sounds like a fucking awesome idea. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments below. And I will see you all next week. Ad Astra, to the stars.